So there's the burning question, how deep should your squat be? It depends on several things, but mainly your anatomy has a lot to do with it. The length of your femur, the length of your torso, the mobility of your ankles, mobility in your hips. The answer to the question in general, movement in a pain-free range of motion without compensation. So what does that mean? All right, I'll demonstrate. So I'm going to do a dumbbell squat. So picking up my dumbbells, placing the weight up on my shoulders for the weight distribution to be equal over my body. So I'm going to have my feet about hip width apart, and maybe turn my toes out just slightly. That's fine. And then when I lower down, I'm bending at my hips first and then my knees. My knees go the same direction as my toes, and I'm pressing my feet down, and then I'm going to lift up. Go to 90 degrees. Maybe that's the stopping point. And then you lift up. If you're feeling a little uncomfortable in your lower back or ankles or your hips, then just go to above 90 degrees and then lift back up. So let's do it again. So I'm squatting down, my knees go the same direction as my toes. I can go lower than 90 degrees without any pain, and I feel pretty comfortable doing that. But I've worked towards that. I know that if I go lower than 90 degrees, I'll have more effort in my squat, so it works for me. However, if that does not work for you, your body, then don't do it. So listen to your body and let me know if I can answer any questions. Let's begin the warm-up with a resistance strap. Timer set will do 10 moves. 10 moves, perfect for warming up the body before we get into the strength part of the workout. The workout, again, is 45 minutes and a little change. We'll be done before you know it. Alrighty, so standing, feet hip width apart, and hold your strap, squat, and reach the strap apart. So we're warming up the upper and lower body together, squat, pull it apart at the top, bend at the hips and then the knees, sink down into your squat, and you can just go to about 90 degrees or maybe even higher than that as we're warming up the body. No need to go lower. Now cinch your hands closer together so you can pull, add tension, lunge, and then turn. So now we're warming up the legs and the trunk and the arms. So hold tension or pull the hands apart the whole time. So reach and turn. I am sweeping forward and then turning. Do one more. Now separate your hands so you can reach the arms back. Try to keep your arms straight. Tap the lower back. Then step side, tap your shin. Reach up and over, step side, touch your shin. Reach up and over. And notice I have a step over here. I didn't mention that when I was talking about the equipment you needed, but you need a platform or a bench to step up on. Set your strap down. Put one knee on the ground. Lizard with rotation. Right hand here, reach up and rotate under. Lift your knee, reach up, spread your fingers. Do that one more time. And now press your knee out. Get a groin stretch right there. Set your knee down, hamstring stretch. Flex your foot, flatten your back. Press your heel down. And now let's change sides. Lizard with rotation, the other side. Hand on the floor, lift your knee, reach up, rotate under, point your elbow to the floor, towards the floor right there. Reach up, look up at your hand. Now put your hand on your inner thigh or the inside of the knee and press the knee out. And then hamstring stretch. Now come down to the mat all the way. Lift up the arms and the legs. Lift up and lower, up and lower. Look down at your mat. Don't look forward. One more. Place your hands on the ground. Lift up, plank.
to downward facing dog. Plank, press the floor away, downward facing dog. I'm going to do a slightly different move next. So listen. I want to warm up the spine. So set your knees down on the floor, hands underneath your shoulders, round your back like a cat, and lower your belly, camel. Cat, camel, cat, and then camel pose. Do that again, warming up the spine. Tuck your toes, lift up, stand up, and get your body moving with a shuffle. Pump your arms. Turn your heels in. Warming up the ankles, knees and hips, shoulders, elbows, wrists, and jump rope. So bounce on the balls of your feet. Don't jump high. So you're also getting a good calf pump right there, strengthening the calves, the bottom of your feet. Bounce. Next up, jump rope, low or high. This is low, and this is high. Keep going. Press your heels down. And high knee run, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Done. Nicely done. Get some water. And we'll start the program in a moment. Thing is, make sure you have your weights, and let's get going. Here's the timer. Starting. Think of the first round as kind of the warm-up round, also where you're learning the most. You're learning the most about your body and then how to do the exercises. Bring the weight up to the shoulders and just hold it in your hands like this and squat. Press your feet down and lift up. So range of motion, stop where it feels comfortable, and notice if you're compensating with one side over the other side. Slowly go down. Feel that slight burn. I feel it mostly in my quads because my weight is in my hands in front of my shoulders. So it's a quad dominant squat. Primary move, and then stand up. Now, second move, upper body. So I've added some upper body moves just to give your upper body a good pump. Let's do a supinating grip bicep curl. My feet are staggered right there. Curl and down, curl and down. Bring it up and down. Curl and reach the weights to the sides of the legs. Don't hold your breath. Exhale on the exertion. Inhale going down. Nicely done. Set your weights down for a moment. 15 seconds between each move. The next move, RDLs. Both feet on the ground. Pick up your weight. So feet hip width apart. I'm going to reach right in front of my shins and then lift up. If you have your knees slightly bent, that's okay. That makes it a glute dominant RDL. If your legs are straighter, that makes it more of a hamstring RDL. You'll feel that, right? So I'm demonstrating stiff legs, hamstring RDL. Nicely done. Alrighty. Next up, lat row. Put down one of these weights. I want you to use a chair, a bench, or a bench. Reach to your ankle and pull the weight to your hip. Up, reach, up. So like you're starting a lawnmower, I have my forearm on my thigh, and I'm bracing, supporting my spine with my foot up on a platform. You can also put a knee on a bench or a chair. Up, lift, and stand up. Nicely done. Let's change sides. So opposite foot on the step, shoulders back, or down, relaxed away from the ears. Put your forearm on your thigh. Reach to your ankle to pull the weight to the hip. So it's at an angle. So think about that line reaching from the ankle to the hip. Pull your abs in. I'm often reminding you of that because when you pull your abs in, you're basically giving integrity or safety to the spine, specifically the lower back. Up, up. Nicely done. The next move's lighter weights. So now we're going to pyramid down. 2 weights, RDL. So leg goes back, right here, lower and lift to the side. You can also bend your elbows and do a delt lift. Maybe you're sore from the previous workout. Up, and the knee goes slightly back towards the platform, just slightly, and then lift up to the side. Up. Carefully. And then you're done. Awesome work. Okay. Opposite foot back. Get comfortable. Arms to the sides. Bend your elbows or arms straight. So lower, test it out, bent elbows. Lower, test it out, straight arms. Don't lift higher than your shoulders. I'm just going to alternate one and then the other. Delt lift, lateral lift. Delt lift, lateral raise. Up, lift. One more, and you're done. Now 1 dumbbell. Here's the step ups. This is hugely cardio right here. So 1 foot in the center, right here. Now reach in front of the shin, lift the leg in the back, and reach the dumbbell up. Up. Press into your foot, lift up, reach, lift, nicely done. Keep going. And that'll do it. That side. All right, other side. Moment, catch your breath. Get your foot positioned correctly. Here's the goal, guys. To use the leg on the bench. Don't land the foot behind you on the ground hard. You're actually just using that, touching down, bending your knees. Lift up. Up. Keep going. Do one more. Nice. How was that? All right. The last move of the 7. A forearm plank hold. I'm going to face you. So forearms down right here. Now squeeze your heels together. Rock forward and back. My hands are on the floor flat. My fingers are spread. My shoulders are over my elbows, and then shift forward. Squeeze the heels together. Squeeze the thighs. Breathe. Set your knees down and sit on your heels. All right, round number 2 of 5. Get some water. Preparing for the sweat with a hat. Right there. All right. All good, right? Everybody good? Please let me know if you have any questions about technique for any of the moves. Sometimes it's hard to know what the questions are, right? But if it just occurs to you that you're not sure what you're doing, message me. I can 100% help and assist you with any questions. Okay, so round number 2. First thing, heavy squats. I'm going to lift heavy this time. I'm going to go up to my 20s, and I'm going to place the weight. I'm going to place the weight on my shoulders. My toes are turned out slightly. So really, the hardest part about lifting heavy weight is just moving it to where you want it to be, right? So because it's heavy lifting up 2 20-pound weights. They're fine on my shoulders. I'm keeping my form stable by pressing my feet down, and I can go a little bit lower than parallel, but that just works for my body. Torso length, femur length, top of the leg, and then shin length, bicep curls. Let's see how we do with this heavy weight. Max weight bicep curls. Do a hammer curl. Do it again. When you lift up, don't pinch too far in, hold it right there, and then go down. Do it again. So because this is so heavy, I'm now going to alternate, give the other side a break. If you're putting your lower back into it, that's it. So that's it for me. Perfect. How'd that go for you? Okay, RDLs, Romanian deadlift. I talked about 2 versions, straight leg and or stiff leg RDL and slightly bent knees. I like to do it with slightly bent knees, like that, right? Because the work is mostly in the glutes, even if you're not necessarily feeling it as much. But if you have your legs stiff and you do the same thing, reach in front of the shins and lift up, it's more about your hamstrings when your legs are straight. So I'm going to slightly bend my knees. I have nicely developed hamstrings, but I always want to work on my glutes, especially as we're getting older, right? Okay, Lat Row. I'm going to use this 120-pound weight. So place it on the step or your bench. Use a prop. Reach. We're doing single arm. Best way to work or do a lat row is really one side at a time, because then you can really control and feel the work right there in the lat. And I'm reaching down and then kind of pivoting or rotating just slightly at the top. So I'm picking my shoulder blade up, elbow into your side. Nice. Other side. Other foot on the step, or put your knee on a bench or a chair and brace, holding hand on the back of the chair or bench. Lift. Use a prop specifically for lats. More effective. Reach. Bring it up. So you're working your lat, large muscle in the back. Runs down the side from the blade all the way down to your waist. So when these are well developed, it accentuates your waistline, specifically from the back. Okay, step ups are Bulgarian split squat. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to do a delt lift and then a lateral arm raise. Don't lift higher than your shoulders. My shoulders are still very fatigued from the previous 2 days ago workout. Lift, up. If you're following in sequence, all of this works really well together. So try not to miss a video. Work out strength training every other day. Okay? Foot back. So that leg in the front needs to be forward enough that your knee stays over the ankle as you dip down. So lower, do a delt lift. Lower, do a lateral lift. Delt, lateral lift. Delt lift, lateral lift. Lots going on here. Lots of core strength, as well as arms and legs. I love it. Love that feeling, right? Kind of? Okay. So your left leg was working last. Put your right foot up. So the opposite leg. I think that's right. Lift, up, get your balance. Up, there we go. Sweep, press your foot down, up. You got it, come on. Oh, totally feel that. That is metabolic conditioning. We are strength training, building muscle, and getting a good calorie fat burn, right? Seems like heart rate higher here than even doing plyometrics. Working different muscle groups. Nice. Do it again. Lordy, I felt that. Okay. Here is the last move. Forearms. Bring your feet together. Heels crunch together or press together. Press forward, back. Keep your body straight. Don't lift your hips. Spread your fingers. Knees down. And you have a good minute. Reach up. And let's stretch the tricep. Right there in the shoulder. So my hand goes behind. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. Well done, self. Reach up and change sides. Well done. Get some water. Round three. Round three, I'm going to stick with my 20s. I can do it. So I'm going to grab the weight and bring my feet apart. Go ahead and press into your feet. Then bring the weights up. Place it on your shoulders carefully. Hold the ends right there. Now look down at your feet. Turn your toes out just slightly. Press your feet down. Let's lower down, hold, and lift up. So I want you to pause at the bottom. Hold, press, lift up. Do it again. Excellent. Again. So it becomes about 8 reps in 30 seconds. So that's a great range for rep range or rep set for heavyweight. All right, because you want to do less reps when you lift heavier. If I went up heavier, do 3, maybe 4 reps. All right, bicep curls. I'm going to pyramid down to my 15s. Now that I did my 20s and saw what I'm made of, which is good. So I can get through all reps with 15 pounds. I can hardly do 6 with 20, right? So I see where I can gain strength. And if I focus on that, then after working with 20s and bicep curls, let's say a month, I might be able to lift solidly, strongly through a range of motion with 20s as I do the 15s. So goals, right? Goals are good. RDL. So I'm going to pick up my 20s because I know I can go heavier with RDLs. Feet apart, shoulder width. And I'm going to reach and keep my knees bent slightly. Both feet down. And guess what? I'm pressing my toes down and my heels. Notice if your feet are flat or if your feet are caving into the center or you are pronating, pressing into the outside edges. Maybe you need to change your shoes. Or maybe just work on setting up a little more evenly. Lat row. So I'm going to put one down. I can do 20-pound with lat pull all the way through the rep range, which is 8 to 10. So let's count it. 1, 2, bend the back knee. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's your 8 at least. 9, 10, 11. I've got 12 in there. Oh, even further. Not 13. Okay, I stopped at 14. Nicely done. So I could probably go up to 25 and get 6 to 8 reps in and increase my strength. See how that works? Doesn't mean that I'm going to get bulkier. It just means that I'm going to get stronger. You would get bulkier if you really concentrated on specific moves for several rounds, several times a week. And we don't do that here at Fit by Kellie. We're just building strength and sculpting muscle, building a little definition, a little bulk maybe, all right? And lift up. And we're staying safe. Okay, here is Bulgarian split squat. These are a little scary because you're bringing your foot back, you're off balance. All right, so face forward. That leg goes back behind you. Lower, bend your elbows, deadlift. So adding the arms does kind of throw you off balance a little. You can take that out and just do the legs. If adding the arms is too much. Heart rate increasing because we're working the upper body and the lower body together. And then also the movement is rapid with lighter weight. Heavier weight, slowing it way down. Lighter weight, you can increase your tempo. Lower, lift. Don't lift too high. No shoulder impingement. Side, up. You got it. One more. One weight. One dumbbell. You decide, can you stay with your 8-pound weight, or do you need to go with a lighter weight? So this is hugely upper lower body, close to anaerobic pace. So would you rather do this or sprint? Basically, the same level, almost. Nicely done. All right. Other foot. And changing the different moves that we do each week by week, you'll keep a full body conditioning without injury if you are listening to my cues and being guided. Always practicing. Always can get better. Come on. Oh, nicely done. Okay. Just when you're trying to recover, bring it down. So now in plank position, horizontal will make you feel your heart rate even higher. The heart's now pumping blood in a different direction or position, so your heart rate increases just because of the change in gravity. Pull forward and back. And sit on your heels. You just finished round number 3. Let's stretch the arms. So bring the left arm across or right. Shoulders back. Doesn't matter which one you start with. Everybody breathe. If you find that you may, when you finish your workouts, that it's a usual occurrence to get a headache, that used to happen to me. So what you want to look at in that situation is, get some water, is are you hydrated before you work out? And also, are you breathing well? Either of those could be the problem. So just pay attention. Evaluate what you're doing and how you're doing it. Prepare for the workout before the workout, well in advance. Heavy weight. Up. Carefully, right? Setup's more important than just getting into the rep. You want to have a good rep to start. Put your feet down and lift. Down, up. Press your feet down, lift. Do it again. Excellent. Push your feet down, lift. So I'm really pushing the ground away. I'm not just falling into it also. I'm resisting as I go down. Okay. Bicep curls. Pyramid down or stay with your heavier weight. I want these to be heavy. So let's see how many reps we get. These are my medium heavy weight. Feet staggered. That's 2. Remember, don't pull too far into the shoulder. You can fall into the joint and create a little tendonitis if you don't hold it with integrity at the top. Now I've stopped counting. It's okay. We're on that 30-second timer. The beauty of a time workout, right? Okay. Focus on your body. RDLs. I'm pyramiding up to my 20s. Feet apart, hip width. Slightly bend my knees. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. So these are both unilateral moves, the squat and RDL. So both sides working at the same time. They're the primary moves of this workout. Place your weights down. Lat row. Squat to put that down. Pick up one dumbbell. Set up right here like this. Look at my back knee. It's bent. And then I'm also not rushing that weight up to the top. I'm controlling it. Bring it up, down, up. Lift and lower, lift and lower. up. Don't dump into the elbow of the arm that's propped up. So you'll know if you're dumping into the shoulder, it looks like this, right? So I'm dumping into the shoulder there. Here I've got integrity, right? So I'm pushing down. All right, you ready? Let's do it. Get a pump in your lat. Reach, bring that up to your hip and then to your ankle. You're moving in a diagonal line. Pull your elbow into your side. Bring the weight to your hip. Bring it up. Up. Come on. Nicely done. All right, set that down. And now, Bulgarian. All these country names, right? Bulgarian split squat. To the side, whether it's bent elbows or straight arms. And I'm just alternating just to vary the move. It's working the same muscles, whether my elbows are bent or my arms are straight. Bent elbows makes the move easier. Straight arms makes the move harder. Lord, that was tough. Okay, working our way. We're on the downhill. Doesn't feel like it, but we are. Okay, shoulders back. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Lower the knee, lift. Lower knee, lift. Lower, lift. Lower. I've got a great tempo going on here. Try to stay with me. Down, up, lower, lift, lower, up. And that is it. Nicely done. Okay, so you just need the one dumbbell for the next move. So we just worked our right leg up on the bench, or the left leg up on the bench. So, or on the floor. So bring that left leg forward and sweep. You don't have to go overhead. Just reach slightly above your eyesight. The weight does not disappear, though, out of your vision. Nicely done. Okay, hang in there with me. It's tough. This is where the movement makes a difference. Strength gains, weight loss happening, or just maintaining. So along those lines, we should talk about fueling the body. My earbud is about to fall out of my ear. Remember, breathe. One more. I kept it in there. Okay. Woo! That was incredible. Okay. Just when you thought you couldn't do another plank, let's do another plank. Squeeze your heels together. Notice how you feel, your heart rate. We'll have a 1-minute break after this. Each move, guys, is 30 seconds. Remember that. This is about 8 to 14 reps, depending on what you're doing. Set your knees down. And sit on your heels. All right, we're at the last round, guys. If you're newer, I want you to watch this one, watch this round, and you'll learn a lot just by watching the video. So you don't want to go all in and lift heaviest when you start, nor do you want to do all of the rounds. So when you're newer, think 2 to 3 rounds, and then level up in a month or two, and gradually you get stronger. Because here's the thing, you don't want to get injured, nor do you want to scare yourself to death by having too hard of a workout the first round, the first time. You want to come back and do this stuff. Okay, 10 seconds. I'm going to lift my 15-pound weights, because I did 3 rounds with my heaviest, and I'm going to pull the weights in front of my shoulders this time. Oops. Okay, so recovery, get plenty of water. Are you feeling good? Let's do this. Okay, about 30 seconds. Just relax. The recovery is one of the most important parts of your workout. So help your body recover when you're done with this by hydrating, eating protein primarily, whether it's animal form or plant-based. It's okay to supplement with protein powders, whether it's whey protein or casein. So animal protein or plant-based. Turn your toes out slightly. Send your hips back. Press your feet down and lift up. This time I'm doing a front squat with the weights at my shoulders. It will tire my arms a little bit more, so bicep curls will be harder. So just know, you want to bend your hips back. Try not to pitch your chest forward. Again. You got it. So set those down. Guys, we're on our last round. Relax. Bicep curls. I'm going to stick with my 15-pound weights. Lighten up if you need to. Stagger your feet and do a supinating grip, bicep curl. Spit it out. All right. Curl. Now do a right arm across the chest, and now a left arm across the chest. Just vary the movement. Still working the biceps. Controlled, slow movement. There's building your strength for arm wrestling. Right there, see that angle? Just like you were arm wrestling, that's how they do it, or get stronger for arm wrestling. RDLs. I'm pyramiding up to my 20s. Feet apart, hip width. Slightly bend my knees. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. So these are both unilateral moves. The squat and RDL. So both sides working at the same time. They're the primary moves of this workout. Place your weights down. Now pick up lighter weight. This is a bilateral move. RDL, lower and lift. We'll come back to the lat row after this. We're getting ahead of ourselves. That's okay. It's okay to switch these around. We do have the 4 primary moves in the beginning, and then accessory moves, and then a final core challenge after you've gotten your heart rate up. Other side. Then we'll do our lat row, okay? I'm saying that again so I don't forget. So by the way, you'll notice how mobile your toe joints are doing this because your toes are tucked under. So I realize I've got a little stiffness in my big toe joint on my right foot. And I'm just taking care of it and making sure I stretch my feet and also wear the right shoes. High heels do not work well for the toe joints. And that's how my toe got into this shape. Okay. Whoo! Lat pull, lat row. Ready? Here we go. Pull it up. Reach, pull to the hip, and you want to flatten the back, abs contracted, pull the weight to the hip, reach, pull, reach, pull, reach. You're doing awesome. Fantastic job. Okay, other side. Making our way. This, then we have step ups and then forearm plank. And then we're done. We'll do a little stretch at the end. Reach the weight to the hip and then pull the side up slightly. As you get tired, really think about your body. If you're getting so worn down that you can't keep your form, then you know you've done enough rounds, right? So I can still concentrate, even if I weren't filming this for you, I can still concentrate on my form. Nicely done. Okay, so now we've got 2 more moves, 1 light weight, 1 foot up. Okay, so my foot is close to the bench. That's an important point. Press your foot down, lift up. Don't plunk down off the bench. Don't lift too high also. Forward. Press your foot down, lift. Carefully. And I'm lifting my leg up in the back, flexing my foot right there. Nice. Okay. Other foot, other leg working. So my other foot is close to the step, right? Ready? Reach, up, reach, up. Don't lift too high. Press your toes down. Come on. 1 more. Woo! That'll do it. Woo. Set your weights down. And just when you thought you couldn't do any more, bring it down. Come on. Stay with me. Heels together. Focused, rocking forward and back. Build strength, mental strength also. This will be the hardest thing you do today, right? Probably. If it's not, then you really need to be doing this workout. And if it is the hardest thing, you still need to be doing this workout. Knees down, and you are done. Oh my Lord, that is an awesome workout. Thank you for doing it for yourselves, and I appreciate you showing up to my workout. So bring your right foot forward, shift forward, and pull your shoulders back, are neutral underneath your ears, and then place your hand on the floor, and you can keep your knee down right here. Reach up. Keep your knee down, but shift your hip forward. Rotate under, rotate under. And then hold right here. So press your hand into your inner thigh. And you yogi people, you can come down to your forearms right here. Turn your toes out, press your hand into your knee. There's your lizard pose. Breathe. Now walk your hands in and back, flex your foot, flatten your back. So my hands are on the floor. If you have dumbbells near you, use your dumbbells so that you can flatten your back, right? So if my fingers are supported, my hands are supported, I can really feel the stretch correctly and keep my back straight. And then change sides. So right here, shift forward, hand on the floor, and I'm going to move this foot out and turn the toes out right there, and then reach up, do that 4 times. Point your elbow towards the floor. 3, 2, 1 more, and then hand right here, press, inner thigh, groin stretch. Yogi people, or doesn't have to be a yogi person, more flexible people, on your forearm and press your knee out. Hands in the center, walk it back, one hand on one side, one hand on the other. Flex your foot back, flatten your back. Whoo, point your toes. Flex, gastroc, soleus, gastroc, soleus muscle. And then knees on the ground, cat, look through the legs, camel, cat, camel or cow, cat. Tuck your toes, stand up, and give yourselves a hand for being here. I hope you had a great one. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you again next workout.